So, Farron, of course, we are coming up on the California primary. This is going to be, well, it's not going to be the last one, but it's going to be the biggest one, of course. And we're starting to see there's obviously been a decent amount of rancor. I don't quite frankly think it is, it gets to 2008 levels in terms of the what we've seen. What we've seen in regards of rancor in a primary, but we're starting to see some measure of rapprochement. We have seen Bernie Sanders use his leverage, particularly in the context of the platform and who's going to be sitting on the platform, the Democratic Platform Committee, and interesting picks.
You know, I'm really pleased with the people that Bernie Sanders picked. I mean, you've got Bill McKibben in there, and that particular voice I feel is so important just because climate change, it started off being a major talking point, back last summer, but then it died down. Once we started getting into these policy fights, not just Republicans, Democrats, but the Democrats amongst themselves, and the infighting, climate change took a backseat to everything. And so having Bill McKibben in there, I feel like is absolutely huge. And then we have a lot of very strong African Americans in there. We have to get, the concerns of the Black Lives Matter movement, what they stand for, what they are fighting for, that has to be a part of the platform itself of the party going forward from here. I mean, just as we saw this week with the one officer being found not guilty with Freddie Gray, those issues are still out there. And
right.
So I think Bernie Sanders made some incredibly wise picks right there. And, I think that's what the Democratic Party needs to be doing. Those are issues that have to be put front and center. I mean, we've heard a lot about income inequality, and that is important, and equal rights, and that is important. But these other issues are right up there, and we've got to talk about everything as we go forward if we want, to really bring this Democratic Party back to unity before November.
Well, and we should, tell people that, let's be honest, the platform is really just a suggestion, but it does give a sense of where the party is headed. And I imagine, as I look over this list, I mean, you mentioned Bill McKibben, of course, who is perhaps one of the most well-known environmental activists out there. Cornel West, as you said, Keith Ellison, James Zogby, who is the head of the Arab American Institute, Deborah Parker, she is a Native American activist. These are Bernie Sanders' 5 picks. Hillary Clinton had 6 picks. From hers, Ambassador Wendy Sherman, the Center for American Progress head Neera Tanden, Ohio HEP Representative Alicia Reese, environmentalist Carol Browner, and then Representative Luis Gutierrez, and a union guy, Paul Booth. And then you had 4 people chosen by the DNC, essentially Debbie Wasserman Schultz. They all tend to be Democratic, or I should say Hillary Clinton supporters. But look, we know in the past, the DNC chair is usually the only person who chooses. And so this was a win for Bernie Sanders. Now, you look at these names, I don't think there's going to be a lot of dissent on a lot of these issues. I think you're going to have particularly Cornel West arguing for the leftermost edge of a lot of these policies. I think there's probably not going to be a lot of contention. From my perspective, when I look at this list, I'm really interested in where the platform is going to go in terms of the Israeli-Palestinian question. Wendy Sherman, Ambassador Wendy Sherman, a Clinton loyalist, she was very instrumental in developing the Iran deal, which I find to be somewhat encouraging. For other people like Luis Gutierrez and Carol Browner. I mean, those are definitely, there's an attempt to reach out to the left from the Clinton campaign here. I think the one big area where it's going to be, where there's going to be some tension is going to be on the question of Israel. People recall in 2012, I think the chair of the platform committee really pulled a fast one with a voice vote. And again, the platform is the platform. It's not the be all end all. I mean, the real question becomes, what will Bernie Sanders? What else will he get? What is his leverage at this point?